Hello and welcome to IT Security Labs, and today we're completing Cyberchef from Advent of the Cyber Challenge. This is day 7 of a beginner-friendly challenge that we'll be doing, and it looks like yesterday when we found the document in the phishing email that we got, today we need to actually find out what's happening with that email, and a tool called Cyberchef helps us with that. We can use Cyberchef for a lot of other tasks, like even encoding our own payloads and things like that. But today we'll be decoding and trying to identify what was that file all about. So objectives, what is Cyberchef, what are the capabilities, and we'll use it to analyze our file. So we have a lab environment where we need to sign in. Once you launch the machine, open your Firefox browser. You'll notice that we have a link to Cyberchef here. We'll open that. And our first task is to import the file and also understand the different fields. In this case, we have the operations, the recipes, and the input and output. You will get familiar with these very soon here. But we can drag and drop a file, or in this case, in my case, I can just go here and say open or import a file. It will open the file that we need and open. So now we just imported our malicious document that we saw yesterday. We're going to follow the 10 steps that they showed us here, which the first one was to import the document. Second one was to extract the strings. So we'll go and see if we can get strings of data from the file, and so that we can better understand what it's doing. So strings will get us the data, but we need to change these strings to all printable characters. And also we can adjust this just in case there's a lot of spaces. You notice that there's just a bunch of spaces for the minimum length instead of just 4. You can keep changing this until you find a value that works, but for now we use 258. So what are we looking at, and how do we use this to understand what happened? What was that document malicious? Well, we see that these attackers are trying to be smart. They're repeating the same characters over and over again that don't make any sense. So we need to get rid of these here. Those special characters have to go. So that's the next step here, where they say so we'll go and copy that, and in this case we use find and replace. So we're just dragging what we need to use in the recipe section, and we'll give it the operation that we want it to perform. In this case, we want it to find, so we're replacing them with nothing. After removing all that noise, you'll see that we are left with things that we can actually see. In this case, it said Word experienced an error trying to open the file, PowerShell with hidden content, and encoded string. What encoding is here, looking at this, we notice that it's base 64. So next is we decode this from base 64. So this is encoded PowerShell. So encoded PowerShell, you'll see what it looks like here. It doesn't look like regular text. It looks like this. So we need to make sure that we bring back this PowerShell to something that we can actually read. But before we do that, I skipped a step here. We need to remove the bytes that were on top. So I can remove it from base 64 for now. There's bytes that are on top here, these ones. So let's highlight them. It's about, it says 122. So we can remove the bytes by using, according to here, drop bytes. So just removing the actual text that's not encoded, and we only want to be left with encoded. Of course, you can copy only the encoded parts, but we can use Cyberchef to do that, which is our main goal. I saw that the length was 122. We still have 1 here, so 123, and we have a blank line, so let's 124, and the line is gone. Okay, now we're left with clean base 64. Now we can do the from base 64 decode. All right, so this is encoded PowerShell. And of course, it doesn't look that great. There's a way we can convert PowerShell back, but it's encoded PowerShell. So we can decode to UTF. So decode to text first. Decode to text. Make sure you put it all the way at the bottom. Decode it from this format here. This is the PowerShell UTF-16. I know it ends with 1200. So now that it's decoded, we can see that they're also pulling another move where they're adding more special characters, which we need to remove. In this case, they're adding the commas, single quotes, and plus sign. They're putting a bunch of special characters here, and our forensics blue observes that these ones are the ones that they added. So let's remove them. Make sure it's all the way at the bottom. Special characters that we added to make it harder for us to make sense of it. So we use regex. Now we can see it's getting somewhere. It's interesting because there's things that look like URLs. So this is supposed to be, say, HTTPS or HTTP, but it's just looking funny. So we need to replace this block here with HTTP. So drag, find, and replace, and we're finding that block that I just copied. We're replacing with HTTP. Okay, now if we look, it looks like real URLs, in which case we can see that we have URLs, so we move and extract URLs. It knows what a normal URL looks like, and it will extract only URLs for us. And now we have a list of URLs that are separated by a @ sign. So we need to separate them, find them, and just list only URLs, in which case split URLs with the @ So we need split. Let's split this where the @ sign is so we can get a clean file. So instead of splitting that, we'll split with an @ sign. And look at that, we have a clean list of URLs. Now let's defang it. You're making them healthy to share without people accidentally clicking on them and getting infected. That's what defang will do. And if we do that, these are the defanged URLs. So all the answers that we need are going to be coming from here. Starting with how many recipes was 10, we read them there. We found a URL that was downloading suspicious file malware. It's the first URL with a mystery gift.exe. Then what is the last defanged URL in the Bandit Yeti domain? The last one on the list here is this one, Bandit Yeti files index, and we put it right here. What is the ticket found in one of the domains? It was the mystery flag. And that completes our challenge. So I hope you learned something from Cyberchef and Tryhackme, and it's really fun to do this. Please remember to like, subscribe, share this video with your friends. We have more days to go here. Otherwise, I hope to see you tomorrow.